Okay, so we are currently live on YouTube. We're gonna give it a couple minutes just to get caught up. Kind of some precursor stuff. Again, due to COVID-19, the board meeting is being hosted remotely. We are allowing limited in-person attendance, up to 10 people at this time, so we can socially distance. We have an official YouTube page, where meetings are broadcast live in addition to Zoom as well, which you can register and join. As hopefully everyone can hear us. If not, you can comment live on YouTube. There's the chat there. I've got the Facebook up, comment there. Give us a call. I think we got a phone, Ms. Carolyn. We have a phone out here. And we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna give it a couple more minutes in case anybody shows up, you know, attend in person, and then to make sure that the stream is good and steady. And then Tom, can you just give a thumbs up real quick if you can hear us okay? Hopefully. We're not muted, Bailey. Bailey? Okay, we're good? Okay, awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we got somebody asking to turn the mics a little bit, so we'll go ahead and do that. Get these up a bit. Okay. Let me just double check we're good there. All right, Jordan, if you can go ahead and just give me a 1, 2 real quick.
Check, 1, 2.
Okay, perfect. And then Linda, if you could as well.
Check, 1, 2.
All right, perfect, that'll work. Okay, and then we don't have anybody else in front of the building? Okay. If everyone would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You see the thank you? I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. If we go ahead and roll call, Ms. Carolyn, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Here.
Ryan Winkley.
Here.
Conrad Levinsky.
Here.
Jordan Dirksen.
Here.
Neil Wilcox.
Here.
Linda Walker.
Here.
Awesome, all present and accounted for. If I get a motion for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Second that. So Ryan Wakely made the motion, Linda Wolfhard seconded it. Carolyn, can I get a roll call? Thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Winkley.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Neil Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Walker.
Aye.
All present and accounted for. Okay. Let's see, I'm just gonna change one setting real quick, so we can make sure everybody sees this. Bailey?
Yes.
In the top right for views, can you go to speaker view for Zoom?
Yes. There you go.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Awesome, if I get a motion for approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Burkhorn made the motion, can I get a second?
A second.
Ms. Camille made the second. Let's go roll call on that, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn.
Aye.
Ryan Winkley.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Walker.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. If I get a motion for approval of the bills.
I have questions.
Okay.
The bill for, what was it? The website,
Yep. Let's go ahead, yeah.
had that been discussed prior or?
We actually started that discussion several years ago at this point, where we made a motion, to update this, I mean, quite some time ago, we're going a couple of years now. What ended up happening is we saw an opportunity to use CARES Act and some of that additional money to improve the website and the capabilities, and so we kind of jumped on it to get it in before all of that ran out. So this is gonna be something we're submitting to CURES to the state to get reimbursed for. There's another program the state's working on for stuff like this, so that way our capabilities kind of match what the residents need to attend remotely, access paperwork remotely, applications remotely, just I guess for the general health of the public. Does that kind of make sense, or?
So we're being reimbursed for this money?
That's the intent, yes. So we have to submit, there's a bit of a process and everything, we have to get it submitted through for the state to actually reimburse us for the cost for this website.
So is this work that's already been done, or is it work that we're trying to budget to be done?
This is work to be done. This isn't, our current website is not something that's been, I guess, paid for in this kind of manner before. That was something we kind of cobbled together as best we could for the time being. It was never meant to be a permanent fixture like it has been. That was something that was supposed to have been changed back in, we're talking 2018, 2019 at this point. It lasted much longer than it was intended to.
But I mean, as far as work to be done, then, so this is, they've quoted us this, and this is to build a website and then hopefully get reimbursed for it?
Yes. And then Carolyn's the one handling the reimbursements and filing all that paperwork as well, so I'm sure she could talk to it more. But it is definitely something to get reimbursed for.
Okay. My next question is what's on the Sam's Club for this month?
Sam's Club for this month would be the desks, some more of the safety equipment. Do we have that here?
It's right in the box right there.
Okay, let's see if I can pull it real quick.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
So we of course had the monthly payment for the Google services we use for email and the document suite and all that. We've got the phone bill came out of there. We've got the purchases for all of the desks and new equipment and the things we needed to get this stream up and set up like this. The TV is on there as well. And then also the Microsoft monthly billing. And I think that sums that up.
Okay, so I know, okay. And my last one is B&H Photo.
Yep, B&H Photo is again the equipment to get this stream up and going. It's still a work from that, so. Just to make sure that we can continue to broadcast and reach out to residents as needed. Camera equipment, microphones, cables, things like that.
So we didn't already have this equipment then, that we were using?
Not if we needed to purchase it, no, we didn't have it already.
Well, because we've been using audio when we were here before.
Oh yeah, but obviously to keep doing what we need to do live and then also in person attendance, it included a little bit more equipment that was necessary, so. Okay, any further questions? Awesome, if I get a motion for approval of the bills.
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Wilcox made the motion, can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Ms. Bergkorn made the second, if we can get roll call on that, Carolyn, thank you.
Shirley Burkhorn,
Aye.
Brian Winkley.
Aye.
Conrad Levinsky.
Aye.
Jordan Dirksen,
No.
Camille Wilcox,
Aye.
Linda Walper.
No.
Motion carries. Let's go ahead and move forward. Is there any current open issues that we need to discuss from the previous meeting? I don't think there is. It's been relatively quiet. We've just been mostly working on snow removal and that, so.
I don't know if this would be an open issue or not. Is there a reason that the screen is behind us instead of in front of us so that we can all see? Like, now, we can't see Tom because he's behind us.
Do you need to look at Tom right now?
No, but I mean, if we
Okay.
want to communicate,
Well, the
I
only
just
problem
wondered
is,
why.
If I put the screen in front of you, then we've got it in front of the people attending, which is kind of an issue.
Well, I just wondered why we didn't go further that way instead of
So
here.
it's behind Jordan and,
No,
at that point?
no, the desks, so that we would have been
we
all looking.
positioned the desk as best as we could to kind of give us some social distancing and also meet ADA compliance as much as we could. We tried to maintain a 3-foot distance on that side. We couldn't quite get it on that side. And we tried to stay as close to 3 feet away from the wall as well, so it's accessible for people to move around. So if necessary, you can turn around.
No, I know, but I just thought it was supposed to be an easy thing for all of us, and that's why.
Okay, if there's some medical issues that prevent you from turning around, let me know and we'll get it adjusted.
Well, actually, there is.
If there's
6
something-
herniated discs.
Okay, then we could also move you if you'd like. Would you like to move to the other side of the?
That would be easier for me.
You can move.
just leave them. I'll just leave them closed here. Okay. Not supposed to twist.
Okay, are we good to continue now?
Yes.
Very well. Open issues, do we have any open issues we need to discuss? I don't think so, we'll kind of move on. So obviously, at the last meeting, we just, had a discussion review of Title III, Chapter 1 of the Village Code. Kelly, you think we could print off maybe a couple copies of those real quick? Hopefully, everyone's maybe at this moment to kind of look into that, review it a little bit. Is there any further discussion or items of concern people had with this code, things we might be able to update? I know originally it was mentioned that 1,000-foot status, which I think, yeah, definitely needs to be updated. And for people who aren't aware, there is currently in the code a restriction that prevents numerous amounts of establishments from being within 1,000 feet of a park, playground, church, and there's another type of facility. Daycare, there we go, daycare, which basically eliminates most of town at that point compared to where our churches are located at. And that's as the crow flies. It's not 1,000 feet on the street, it's 1,000 feet straight. So that's something we're looking at amending and updating and getting in order. So that way we don't have to, worry about preventing businesses from coming into town due to very antiquated type of restrictions.
The village of Roscoe has that in theirs, because I
Really?
did a lot of checking today in between babies sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Roscoe has that in there. And it says, the 100 feet, church, schools, daycares, residential.
That's 100.
Did you say
feet, though.
100 feet?
I think it,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
Ours
a
is
little more
1,000.
reasonable. Ours is 1,000.
Right.
There's nowhere in town that certain businesses can ever look.
I mean, there's a
locate.
liquor store right next to this.
Right.
Where the guy wants to open a tattoo shop, so.
Yeah.
Tattoo shop and
cancel it
art
out.
gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you got a bar.
So I don't
It
think,
is only business
Right,
there, that's
right,
where
it's a
businesses
business
are
area.
supposed
And
to
it's
be.
3-8-8.
Yes.
8, okay.
Yeah, that's not chapter 1.
So, and I don't think a footage restriction is necessarily out of line or too crazy. We do see in a lot of communities. I think to the extent that ours is currently in place, 1,000 feet, it is very restrictive and needs to be addressed, obviously. Because I know that we've got some very old churches in town, and I'm definitely not advocating for trying to upset them or encroach on, obviously their beliefs and values by any means. But we do need to realize that we need to allow businesses into town. And I don't know if this guideline has ever really been adhered to in the last 20, 40 years, to be honest. So has the board been able to look at this at all or kind of dive into it?
Thoughts I have on it, looking at we talked about making a yearly thing, looking at the same, for tattoo shops in particular, it does require that they register once a year with a $25 fee.
Okay.
It is a yearly thing.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of what else we had talked about that. So I mean, at least for a tattoo shop, we're covered there. I know, and more in general for businesses, that's not necessarily the case, but for
Yeah, they have to do that with state anyways, no matter where they set up tattoo, like even if you're renting a chair, it's $500 for that person to rent that.
a year,
spot. Yeah,
really.
yeah.
And then the health department
Yeah,
has
health-
to check it, and they have to be
You have to have a
licensed.
health inspection.
The
There's
tattoo-
and everything has to be displayed on the walls.
The artist doesn't actually have to be certified, but the shop has to be
Yeah,
certified.
certified shop, that
Each,
shop has the
The
register.
tattoo artist has to have that
Bloodborne
blood
pathogen,
pathogen, which he
Right.
has, which will expire this year.
Right, but that's the only thing that the actual artist has to have. The shop has to be certified with the state.
Yes.
For for health department and whatnot. But yeah,
I don't need,
you can have 15 or whatever artists in a shop. It's just the shop that actually has to have a certification with the health department, other than the bloodborne pathogens. But yeah.
in the places that I looked, I couldn't find anything for Poplar Grove, Johnsburg has a $25 for any business. I'm not looking at the tattoo, because tattoo is a whole different chapter.
Yep.
Johnsburg is a $25 registration, and they get a sticker with their registration number on it for it to be displayed. And then every year, it's renewed with the $25. And if they have vending machines, they're charged $25 for each vending machine. And if they have amusement devices, that's $75. And on their form, they want 3 emergency numbers, their business tax number, a health permit, and if it falls under that category, the number of vending machines and anything for amusement. Then Roscoe, what I saw was for massage therapy. And if they too, if somebody has vending machines, it's $25 for each machine. And then Belvedere is new license or renewal. It expires the 30th, but I couldn't find any fees for them either. Harvard, however, wow. Wow. If you have a massage business, you pay $50 per year. Each masseur is charged $10 to be a part of it, and theirs expires on May 1st. Tobacco, if you're selling tobacco, it's an annual sum per year, $100. A home occupation, $100. Adult business, and it says it's dancers or other entertainers. Their application fee is $500. Their annual license is $1,140, and that's not prorated. And if you lapse, you pay the $1,140 with a penalty of $100. I couldn't find any pricing for like Poplar Grove, Roscoe. I thought I'll check Caledonia. Well, I was trying to keep in like Boone County.
Yeah.
But that's what I found. I kind of like the thing with the sticker that charged $25, and then they had the sticker, and then they would have to renew that every year.
Right.
No, definitely, I like that a lot too, honestly, I think it's a direction we need to move in, because we don't have anything like that on the books right now.
Right.
Awesome, thank you. Has anybody else dove into it a little bit, done some research? Does anybody have anything to add to what Ms. Shirley kind of touched on there? So what I'm thinking is, obviously, this isn't something that we're gonna be able to knock out in one night, overnight, and be done with it. So I know, historically, the village would get together and have a committee, and a committee would kind of proceed over this a little bit. They would meet on their own, and they would kind of hash out exactly what needs to happen or what needs to be included. And I think I'm more inclined to kind of move in that direction again. I think it'd be a good thing. So I think what might end up happening is we'll open up the village hall. Obviously, it would need to be a controlled board meeting. There would need to be minutes taken. Carol would have to be involved and everything like that. But I'd like to open it up to potentially including a couple board members in a committee. And then I think that's, and I'll talk with Tom about that a little bit too, just to make sure we're covering all our bases before we kind of jump into this. But I think that's something we really need to end up and spend a little bit more time on, and just instead of saying, hey, here we go, we're gonna go, let's knock it out, let's change some things, let's really dive into this. Shirley brought up a lot of good points. There's a lot of that I'd like to see implemented, just for the basic business registration, and then obviously get a little bit deeper when it comes to tattoo parlors and different things like that as well. Is that something the board can kind of agree with and concur needs to happen? As we need to get maybe a committee together, include some people in that, potentially include a couple residents on it as well, and then kind of hash out exactly what needs to be needed.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as far as the only thing my thought is that this chapter is just the absolute basic any business. There was in our 66 page thing, there was for alcohol, for tobacco, for tattoo parlors, massage parlors, in-home. I mean, I think there's a lot of that already is in there, but if we're just looking at at Title III, Chapter 1, that's just the most basic, any business at all needs to do anything, but I mean, there are lots of stuff.
Well, no,
lots of more
exactly, but
specific
obviously
solutions.
any business would need to meet the basics of the business
Right, for
guidelines
sure.
registration, and then there'd be further restrictions
sure.
based off the type of business.
Right,
I thought we were looking more though at the tattoo parlor
I,
in itself under that category.
not necessarily, we're looking at all of it.
Yeah.
The tattoo parlor just brought this to light, that yeah, we definitely need to refresh. And like I got on here is review of Title III, Chapter 1, the most basic registration of, business in Capron. That's what really needs to be hashed out. There are restrictions in there for other businesses, which is great and need to be updated as well, but our base business requirements are not where they need to be. So definitely thank you for looking into that as much as you did, Ms. Shirley, and maybe I'll have you head up that committee. I know you like taking on more responsibility. So if there's nothing further to add, then we'll kind of move forward a little bit.
Can we also
Yeah, go ahead.
include a couple, see if a couple of businesses would be wanting to be involved in that as well?
Yeah, and then I think, Tom, were you looking to say something, or, yeah, give me one moment to unmute you, Tom. And then, let's see here, I'm gonna go ahead and let me see if I can't turn us down. So we don't get some feedback.
Can you unmute real quick, Tom? Can we hear you?
Just a comment, if you set up a committee, and whether it has citizen members or not, then it is even if it's an ad hoc committee, it is a committee of the Village of Capron. And every meeting will have to comply with the Open Meetings Act. Notice will have to be published. There'll have to be an established agenda. It'll have to be 48 hours ahead of time. And then you'll have to meet at that designated time and so forth. So if you're setting up this committee, just be aware that you'll have to follow all of the requirements of the Open Meetings Act.
Okay.
Awesome, perfect. That's what I was
Thank
thinking
you.
as well. Thanks, Tom.
Sorry, there's a little spike in noise. There we go. Okay, so that makes sense, and then questions as far as committees go, it's pretty straightforward. We'll obviously have to abide by additional rules. If you're interested in being a participant of the committee, residents alike, reach out to us, reach out to the village clerk, let me know, and then we'll start getting something kind of set up and ready to go. Okay. For some reason, hang on, I wanna make sure we're streaming appropriately, we keep skipping over. Why it keeps doing that.
I think you changed something with the microphone. I
Let
can
me-
hear you a lot more clearly through.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I was not muted any longer. My bad. Let's see. Hopefully it goes back to where it needs to be. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right. Are we looking good on your end?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and then move forward. Trustee Wilcox, do you have anything this evening?
Just, that 3-8-8, the location restrictions.
Mhm.
By us waiting till this committee work is all done and everything, is that going to affect the proposed?
No, and Tom, I'm sure can jump on that as well. We can obviously file a variance for the ordinances and everything. I know it's 1,000 foot right now. There's ways we can work around this. And if anything, what we can do is potentially get an ordinance drafted, draft an ordinance to amend that section specifically, get that through, and then move from there.
I do believe too, just from looking at Google Maps,
Yeah,
I think he is further than 1,000 feet from at least the church.
okay.
The church on Main, I don't know what it's called, but,
Mhm.
and then I guess I didn't look north to that church
Okay.
but
The public park? How far from there?
the public park that's right behind the old bank building, yeah.
There's a
So.
big issue right
Yep,
there.
for sure, okay, yeah.
No, so we can definitely, we can do a
Gotcha.
variance, we can do an amendment, we can amend that section and get that pushed through, so that won't, limit him in that aspect.
Yeah, I guess I was really just thinking about the churches, forget about, public parks and stuff, yep.
Yeah, they made sure they did all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. all the things that
It was put in place to
Pepper-
prevent them from that type of business to come in.
Definitely.
Okay, that's all I had was just that
Okay,
question.
thank you. Trustee Dirksen?
I'm curious about some streets, about snow. I know it's kind of just been a little bit of flurries the last few days, but the streets that I've been on are pretty slick. I was just wondering if that was just we haven't gotten to them yet, or.
So salt only works to a certain temperature. And so after a certain point, salt just quits working, and we've definitely been well within that range of where salt just doesn't work any longer. So literally where we're at right now is you can't scrape it up any more than it already is, and you can't salt it any more than it already is because you're not doing anything at that point. I definitely do make sure to drive most of town at least a couple times a week. If you'd like to name exactly what streets you're having issues with, I have yet to have had issues driving. I don't know if anybody else has, so if you want to reach out to me, by all means. But is there a street in particular that's been an issue?
I pretty much come down 173, come up on East, and then once I come on Ogden,
Yeah.
and then Cloud Mist. Just I went to take off at Cloud Mist and just about spun around. It's just real slick at that corner.
Okay, so obviously I advise caution while driving. We can't drive how we normally do, due to the inclement weather like it is. And once it warms up a little bit and the salt starts to be a bit more effective, we can go from there. What I am doing as well is, especially since we know that we're at a point where salt's no longer effective, I am not advising the guys to continue throwing down more salt. Because time and time again, the Rural Water Association, Illinois Water Association, and then other environmentalists have said that the salt is having significant environmental impacts on local, ecology and animals and different things like that. And so we're definitely salting as much as necessary to be safe, but we're not going to keep throwing it down just because, it makes a good impression on people that we're trying to keep doing more.
Well, especially since we do have a bio-based
Sanitation
system.
Yeah.
I would imagine that.
Yeah, so we are treating it as effectively as we can. There's only so much you can do when it's -5 degrees outside.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
Well, I was asked,
Yeah.
where is our second posting place for the agenda? We've got here, and I
so-
thought it was the post office.
We typically post the post office. We've had people lately deign it upon themselves to remove it.
Gotcha.
And so there's not much we can do about that. By law, we have to post the principal location of the meeting, which we do. And that's on the front door for everyone to view. And then if we can, we try and get online as well, but it's definitely posted outside of 48 hours on the front of the building. But there's nothing we can do about removing it from the post office.
I
If
did
somebody
post
does-
it.
Was it?
I did post it.
Oh, no, I know you have been, and it's been removed several times. I posted it, checked on it, 2 hours later, it's been taken down. Obviously, the people may be the ones asking where it's going or the ones removing it, because it's awful convenient. Does that answer your question?
Yep, thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Trustee Woolford.
I just have a question. Normally, I'm on Show Street. I've never had a problem with my driveway actually being like compacted where I couldn't even get out of it. Are they doing something different the way they're plowing this year? Or is that something that everybody's had a problem normally with their driveways? Because I had a wall at the end of my drive and I could not even get out of it.
We've had an incredible amount of snow lately.
And it got heavy and cold.
Heavy and
Yeah,
cold
mine
and
was
wet,
the
so
same way.
Was it the same way?
they haven't changed anything. They've been plowing the best they can to remove it. Obviously, snow is gonna pile up in the end of the driveway because there's no way to avoid that anywhere. It's literally impossible.
I just noticed I hadn't had that problem before. And then I was also contacted the owner of the building for the tattoo parlor. The lady that owns the building has been trying to get a hold of the office here, and she's called and said she's not having her calls returned.
She also emailed everybody and nobody else responded except for me.
I responded to her.
I know. Did you respond to the email or no?
From the lady that's trying to get in touch with us?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that.
They have,
Yes, you got the email as well. I know you talked to her, our building inspectors talked to her,
Yeah.
Ryan has spoken with them, they've been in touch.
So she has been in touch with the
I
owner
responded
herself.
to her.
Because I was just told this afternoon that she said she couldn't get a hold of anybody,
You
so,
were told that this afternoon?
yes,
Okay, well, she's been in touch with everybody, that's interesting. Do you have anything else?
no, that's it.
Trustee Bergborn.
Water department is good and the wastewater treatment plant is good.
Awesome, thank you. Trustee Wakely, I know you've been busy.
Yeah, so we did a walkthrough. It was supposed to be with Justina, the owner too, but she just got over a sickness, so it was just me and Brandon. So we went through the rough kind of punch list and kind of gave me the layout of what he wants and what he's gonna do, and pretty much tattoo shop's gonna be on the right side. There are doors because it has to be sealed away from any retail or anything, so no cross contamination. So the doors will be up, so that'll be a completely sealed area for his tattoo shop. And on the left, he's gonna have like his shirts for sale, and he's gonna have like a press for making shirts there
Okay.
on the one side. Definitely needs a lot of work.
Did you want me to bring those pictures up and?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so we can share that with the floor.
There are health concerns because there is some black mold, but with any kind of remodel construction, you can get rid of everything. So this, when you first walk in, is pretty much watch your first step because you step on it and it sinks. So there's going to be have to get with Craig and go with him to a building inspection more further down.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just because of that whole walkway is pretty much squishy. We're not sure if that's wood stain or if it's black mold. My guess is black mold. There might be a hole in the ceiling. Also, I'll have to just go through that.
You want to move on?
Yeah, just keep going through them. This is the bathroom area. Obviously, that'll have to all be redone. Go to the next one. The plumbing obviously has to be redone. That's not up to code. That's just PVC that is ran through the walls. There's also black mold on the ceiling in there. So, and yeah, that's also the plumbing for the toilet that just runs through the walls.
Okay.
This is the back area where he wants to have like his area, like a kind of kitchen area just for him, not for anybody else, just for him to go have lunch or whatever. That is not drywall. I'm not sure what it is. It's kind of like a concrete wire mesh stuff.
Okay.
So I assume that would have to be replaced or covered up. Ceilings obviously need new tiling and probably new drywall, everything else. He knows what's in store. That is open plumbing next to the furnace. That'll also have to be addressed because you can't, and you can see standing water down the side of it.
Almost looks like it was a toilet at one point.
I don't know what it was. This is, the one entryway for his shop that he was talking about having for this shirt. Obviously there's open electrical boxes, open electrical switches, open wires. That's the ceiling.
Yeah, this place needs to be replaced.
That is a drain in the floor, completely packed.
Yeah.
So obviously that'll probably have to be flushed out, cleaned out. That's just plumbing. And according to tattoo regulations, it can't be anywhere that bugs can be inside or, sterile environment. This is right as you walk in. There's a gap and it's all just masonry brick, so that'll have to be sealed and redone. And that's just everything.
Okay. Awesome.
He knows how much work has need to be done, and Christina is willing to work with him on it and everything. So I'd like to get him kind of going as much as he can, so he can start this work and get everything up to code, health wise, and just get him rolling and kind of so he can just start working on the building itself.
And I think Craig's supposed to meet with them tomorrow, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So hopefully, once Craig meets with them, we'll have a more, I guess official, nothing wrong with your
Right,
punch-
yeah, no,
your
yeah,
state, but an
punch
official
list.
punch list from the actual building inspector, let us know what exactly needs to be done, and then we kind of go from there.
Can we ask what building that is? Where is that building?
The orange and white building right here on Main Street,
135
West Main. It used to be the hot dog place, and I think there was ice cream there at one
The
point.
resale shop is the
Next to the
resale,
bar.
the resale shop,
It's next to the bar.
yeah.
Is it on the north side there?
Yeah, it's on the north side right there, yep. Awesome. Cool, is there anything further than that, Ryan, or is that?
No, that's it for
Okay.
the building. Pretty much, I know everybody's just trying to get rid of tattoo parlor because it's a tattoo parlor, but I mean, it's a new business to our town. It's something, a new development. I don't know what you guys see when you drive through our town, but I see emptiness because it's just all these buildings are closed. I'd like to see somebody make an old building look new and bring new business and new opportunity to the town.
No, definitely.
So that's why I just want to see this kind of go forward more.
No, for sure. And I think it'll definitely help once Craig kind of gets in there. And then the next steps will be talking with the actual landowner.
Right.
Because technically she is liable for the building and the state of the building and needs to bring it up to code.
Right.
And so she chooses to work with Brandon to do that. That's great. That's on them, but we'll have to get a concrete plan. And I think once we've got a concrete plan of how they plan to bring the building up code, and once they start doing it, that's when we can start looking at approving the business and the business application. I would hate to do it before that point if for some
Right.
reason.
Yeah, there'd be
the
no
building-
point if
Yeah,
condemned or something.
exactly. No, awesome. Thank you very much. We'll kind of keep on top of this. I'll have you stay involved and we'll kind of go from there. Cool. And then you want to talk about the next thing?
Yes, next thing, finally got a hold of the guy, no more phone tag. Been emailing back and forth. Sent him some of the electricity usage today so he can kind of gather more information, see what location, how much electricity being used, and kind of put together like a rough estimate of where stuff would go or what you would need and stuff like that. He's got to go over that. We were going to try to set up a meeting, like a Zoom meeting or in person, so we can talk to everybody and give us all more knowledge of the solar panels, cost cut, because obviously, they're just drawing so much power and costing so much money. So that's pretty much where we're at with that right now.
Okay, awesome. And then did you get the figures for comment today too?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did. I sent those over.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Anything else, Mr. Weekly?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Green, do you have anything? Are you good to go? Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Let's see. New business. I don't believe we have any new business. Reports and unfinished business. I don't think there's anything to talk on there unless I'm missing something. Closing comments. So obviously things are starting to open back up. Illinois is starting to open back up. We're moving into phase 4. We still want to be cautious and very mindful of people's health. It's very important. And it's very important to me as well. So we're going to slowly start kind of rolling open with opening up the village hall a little bit, opening up the meetings a little bit. We've got 10 seats in here right now. That's probably we're going to stay with for I guess the current trend until that percentage rate drops a little bit lower. We're probably going to restrict so we've got 6-foot spacing in between people. It's kind of putting us close to our capacity anyways if we were to completely open up according to the governor's executive order. He did extend that through the end of March though, so the executive order still allows us to hold meetings remotely, to broadcast remotely. It's not anything we're going to change in the near future. We're going to keep doing this. I kind of like this setup. We'll just slowly keep improving it as we kind of move on. So I guess with that in mind, if the board members have any ideas or thoughts or comments about how we might be able to improve it a little bit, make things a little bit easier for people to access while still keeping those restrictions for social distancing in place, that's great. We've got the intercom in place at the window, which has been working awesomely. We've been able to use that. We might install something at the front door to allow one person at a time into the building kind of thing, to be able to interact with the clerk as needed. It's definitely things we're exploring moving forward. We're just gonna take baby steps as we do it. We don't want to impact anybody in a negative manner. We've all known people who've had COVID. We definitely don't want to propagate that again throughout the community. Does the board have any closing comments at all before we wrap things up and go to audience comments? Cool. If not, we'll kind of open it up to audience comments. It is 7:40 right now. We'll give it till about 7:43, 7:44, unless we see a bunch of people jump on. You can call us, 815-569-2351. You can comment on YouTube. There's a live chat there. You can comment on Facebook. You can also email. We're probably not going to get the email in time. If you want to email a comment in, please do it before the meeting. We've got the phone right here. And then did anyone sign up to comment at all? Don't have a whole lot, I guess, so that's perfect. So we're just going to give it a couple minutes and then go from there. And then I guess as we continue to do this, we've got, let's see, 3 people in attendance right now, so that still gives us 7 more seats. I am going to formally reach out and invite the new potential candidates that are running for the board in the upcoming election to attend the meetings. Now is the time to start attending these meetings. If you want to get current on what's going on, you want to be involved in what's happening, you need to start attending now. I know we've got 3 people who are running that are not here. Actually 4, I think it is. 4 people who are running who are not here right now. Please start attending these meetings. Get involved, be a part of the community, be a part of what's going on. Let's see here, I'm going to check Facebook real quick.
What is the full capacity of the board?
I think for, like general retail establishments or public gatherings, it's supposed to be 50% of your overall.
That's not what I'm asking.
What's that,
How many
sorry?
seats are on board?
Oh, how many seats?
Full board.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats open. Is it 5, 6 seats? 6 seats including my own, correct? Because I think you're the one that's still.
You guys are still stuck with me.
Yeah, so we're still stuck with Miss Shirley. So we've actually got 6 seats that are open for election.
If the board was fully staffed, how many people would be on the board?
7 total.
7 plus you?
Or no, so
No,
6 plus me.
6
6 plus
plus
me.
you.
So 7 total. So we're currently 1 shy right now, and then the other seats are up for election as well, including my own. So, and that is April 6th. April 6th is that election. So definitely make sure to get out there, vote, be involved in your community. I definitely highly encourage it. It's very rewarding. Just ask everyone here. Okay, we're not really getting anything, not much interaction online. Anything else closing? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a truck driver, so I can't, we're on vacation this week, so that's the
Yeah.
reason I come to this meeting. I wish I could come to more, but I just want to thank you guys for 2 things. First of all, for paving that road. Our house there, what street is it?
6th Street. Growth?
Grove, yeah, thank you for doing that.
No, definitely you're welcome.
And I think that the snow removal's been really, very good.
Okay.
So,
Awesome, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I'll be
who's
sure
ever
to pass that on.
responsible for that, we really appreciate that.
Yeah, Mike and Alex have definitely been putting in a lot of hours, and then Willie as well, our new guy. They've been out there very late, a lot of hours getting it done, so I'll make sure to pass it on. I know they appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, with that in mind, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Wakely made the motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Carol, let's go ahead and roll call. Thank you.
Shirley Burkholm,
Aye.
Ryan Wakely.
Aye.
Conrad Lubinsky. George Herbson.
Aye.
Camille Wilcox.
Aye.
Linda Wolford.
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned. Everyone have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one, Tom.